This is the Plain English Real Estate Show with your host, Rowena Patton, a show that focuses on the real estate market in terms you can easily understand. Call Rowena now. The number is 240-9962 or 1-800-570-9962. Now here's the English girl in the mountains, the agent that I would trust, Rowena Patton.
Good morning. Standing in for Rowena Patton this morning, Patrick Franzen. We're going to have an exciting show today, you guys. We're going to be talking about traditions and goals. Real estate goals, maybe life goals, a job goal. What kind of goals is your opportunity this year for 2023? We're leaving 2022, with a bang.
Happy New Year, Patrick.
Happy New Year, man. We got 14 hours, Randy, until
the ball drops.
The big ball drop.
That's it, man.
It's going to be exciting,
14 hours. I can't believe we're that close to the big drop. We're talking about the big New Year's Eve ball in Times Square in New York City.
Yeah.
And actually, that was one of the things we want to talk about on the show today.
I think it is.
Go ahead.
We might have something, a trivia question about it. But, today, traditions, food traditions. What am I supposed to be getting ready to eat, right? New Year's.
That's right.
Hoppin' John's.
Yeah. It's time to go to the grocery store right now for tonight and tomorrow,
No greens. We won't find any greens, right?
Oh, man, I love collard greens.
Collard greens. You got to eat collard greens for the money, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's greens.
Collard greens for the money. What's the Hoppin' John's for?
That's for sense. Not only common sense, but sense, change. And
okay.
Right,
okay.
A little quarter in your pocket.
Right.
Woo!
So it's Hoppin' John's and black-eyed peas and what was there something else?
You always have ham, I think.
Ham,
yeah.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I don't know. Hoppin' John's got a little ham in it.
Yeah.
But, traditions. What do you do for a family tradition?
Well, I don't have anything planned. To be quite honest with you, I had several things kind of in the cooking in the mill, and everybody's getting sick.
Man.
That's what you're doing here today. Rowena's not well.
Stepping in for Rowena today. She wasn't feeling well, God bless her.
I know there's a lot going around now, and so be careful when you're going out tonight, and just have a good time. We got a little rain today, but I think that's going to clear out of here by party time.
Party time.
Yep.
Party time. Where's the action at in Asheville?
In Asheville.
We're broadcasting from Asheville, everybody out there, just letting you know. I know we're syndicated all over, but we're talking about our little town here in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, and there's several concert, midnight. The Grove Park Inn is having some special New Year's package. You dine in the Blue Ridge Dining Room and then champagne at midnight. And the Orange Peel, I think, has a group. And there's several things. The Civic Center has the Asheville Symphony in the Thomas Wolfe Auditorium tonight.
That's nice.
Yep. And so there's
the arcade's got something going on.
It's an
80s band or something
like that. There's something happening in the Grove Arcade. So there's several things happening around.
From what I understand, we've got water downtown.
And what happened this morning was a shower in my own bathroom.
Randy got his first bath since Saturday or something?
Monday. Sunday, that's right.
Okay, well, good.
Took a shower Sunday, and then Monday morning, nothing.
Oh.
And hasn't been until yesterday afternoon. And it's still a lot of people without water. Some 40,000 people were affected by that.
Oh, I know.
40,000 people without water in our town.
Quite incredible.
Major crisis.
It was a big conversation going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no water is no bueno, no good. That's not
that.
A tradition we like to have. The New Year's, no water. But it seems that everything's sort of coming back online, so we should be able to wash our hands and drink some water now. So,
yeah.
Well, good. Yeah, that's nice to hear. South Asheville's been suffering. You folks down there, I'm sorry. I've been thinking about you.
That's us. We've been in the middle of it, but it's over for the most part. And if you don't have water yet, they're saying that you will soon. That it is being restored house by house.
There's our public announcement today.
That's it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Now listen, folks, please call in 828-240-9962. Or you can call 1-800-570-WWNC, which is 9962. 1-800-570-9962. Yeah, call in and tell us what your traditions are going to be, maybe what some of your goals are going to be. You know, if you're thinking about selling your home, that's a good goal. This is a great time to start getting your goals going of what am I going to do this year? Am I going to make changes? Am I going to sell my house? Well, what should I do? Well, I should go on over to mountainhomehunt.com. Okay, mountainhomehunt.com. And what you'll do is you can go on there and you can see what's my home worth. What's my home worth? Type in there. We'll give you a market evaluation of your home. Of course, if you would like to have one of our realtors come out and visit your home, give you an evaluation of your home, maybe some ideas, a time frame. What are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? Put a little bit of empathy in there for you as far as we're human too. We want to know what your life's going to be like, what it is that we can help you get there. So we've got 2 calls coming in today. I tell you what, we've got Cameron on the line. Cameron is going to give us some ideas on what mortgage is doing and where that's at.
You got it. Go ahead, Cameron.
Hey, Patrick, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for calling in, Cam. This is awesome. I'm sure you're probably getting ready for the big New Year's ball drop. We're 13 hours, 50 minutes from being able to see the ball drop in Times Square.
If I can stay awake, I'll be happy. It's always good if I can make it to midnight. But,
I'm glad you brought that up. You know, confession is good for the soul. I'm in the same boat you are.
The older I get, the earlier to bed I go.
It needs to happen at 9 o'clock nowadays, you know.
I can't stand these football games that start at 8 or 8:30 and they last till 12. I'm having to do like old Ulysses and put toothpicks in my eyelids to try to keep them up. Man, I'm telling you.
Well, what's going on in the mortgage world? We heard rates were falling there for a while. Then maybe they ticked up a little bit this week. But maybe also, some of the new programs you've been running into or thoughts of different ways of being able to get a home in this tough time of rate increase.
I have general philosophies on what I try to suggest to my clients, and I always, and this is not always a safe measuring stick, but at least it gives me a baseline of where I can go. But I try to advise and lead my clients as if I were doing the loan for myself in their scenario with their finances and their job and what they've got obligations toward and outside of the mortgage. And I try to put myself in their shoes and say, with my knowledge, what would you do with this loan? But there's, the rates are going to do what the rates are going to do. I am trying to shout from the mountaintops, please don't let an interest rate be your determining factor for not doing something. If there are other factors that say you shouldn't buy a home right now, okay, maybe pay attention to those. But don't let it be an interest rate. You are not committed to the interest rate. We can get you a lower interest rate when they fall. You get used to making a $2,000 payment, and we get you a point and a half lower interest rate maybe next year or early 2024, and your payment drops $300, $350. That's going to be an awesome deal for your family. So just little things are there, but there's ways to do, there's rate buy downs where, we can get the sellers to contribute some closing costs that will actually buy your rate down a couple points, which will make it affordable for a short period of time. You can always pay discount points, which the seller can help with, or the buyer, or a gift from a family member can help you buy down a permanent lower interest rate. Now, honestly, I suggest I lean against those in most circumstances because, again, I believe the interest rates where they are right now high 6s, low 7s, wherever, that they're not going to be there for long. So if you can tolerate it for 6, 12, maybe 18 months, we can get you in a lower interest rate, and you shouldn't waste your money on buying the rate down unless you absolutely need to just to get in for short term.
Okay, well, that's good information, Cam. Thank you.
Yeah. But no, otherwise, personally, actually have been pleasantly surprised over the last couple of weeks of seeing quite an uptick of business. So, kind of expected it's just to coast into neutral and coast through the into January, but it's actually kind of whipped me around, gave me a little whiplash here the last couple of weeks. So partially due to old Patrick and the All-Star Powerhouse team. So
man, I always thank you so much for taking care of me and answering my clients' calls on the first ring and staying on, just staying on it and being straight up with them and giving them the facts. And then, it's just reassuring for me.
I like the way you and Rowena, you guys handle your business a lot the same way. It's not fancy. It's not some gimmick. It's just I try to treat people honestly, and I try to answer my phone. And if I can't answer my phone, I return my phone calls. If I get so busy that I can't do that, I need to hire some help. So
that's right.
It's old fashioned, but it works.
Oh, man. Well, Cam, as always, thank you. Now, Cam, can you give us your information real quick about how someone can get in touch with you?
Absolutely. First of all, my local telephone number, I am a local lender. I'm a broker that can get with, I've got over 180 different lenders to choose from, so I can shop it around
180
best closing costs.
180 lenders.
Wow. Overwhelming, but we try to make a perfect fit instead of trying to cram everybody into the same small, compartment. But you can give me a call at 828-779-4770. Again, that's 828-779-4770. And of course, you can always look us up online at localmortgageauthority.com.
Localmortgageauthority.com. Well, that's fantastic, Cam. Thank you once again, man, for calling in.
Happy New Year.
All right, guys. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Talk to y'all later.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was a great conversation with Cam. He just helps everybody.
Sharp guy.
He is so sharp.
Sharp guy.
I mean, he is on it. As far as the money, he shoots you straight. He'll find a good rate. I don't know, man.
And 180 different lenders, not just one.
Right.
180.
You can pick and choose and find what fits your home and what your need may be. Well, listen, there's another caller in. Is that Alan that's calling in? Yeah, okay. Well,
hey, good morning.
Hey.
Yes, I am here.
Hey, Alan. Hey. Well, now just to tell the folks out there in Radio Land, Alan was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and let's see, Alan, you're a motivational speaker. You help businesses sort of perform. You come in and help find the toxicity, and then how to weed that out. And I thank you for calling in and it's great to talk to you as always. But I bet you got some ideas on maybe some goals or maybe some new habits you can start in the new year that might get you, mentally prepared to go do that big something, that radical courage to step out and make that next step, maybe buy a car, maybe buy a home, maybe change your career. Can you sort of highlight that a little bit as far as some goals?
Oh, absolutely. And you said I'm a motivational speaker, and I try to motivate a little bit, but I've learned that it's really motivation has to come from within, and so I try to encourage people, challenge people, inspire people. That's what I love to do. And at the end of the year, I like to think about reflection and then looking forward to the new year. To be honest with you, I've never been a huge goal setter. I know I've got friends, they write it down, they study these goals and have all this, and that's great. And if that works for you, that's wonderful. I have had some of that happen in my life and been intentional about that. But the thing that I've tried to do is be a little more intentional about growth. In other words, I like to get to the end of the year, like right now, And I started at Christmas just thinking, all right, what went right in 2022? What went wrong? And reflect on that. And what do I want different for 23? And if I look at about what went right and study that, all right, I want to continue to do that. But if I don't know what choices I made to make that go right, or what part I played, the role that I played in things going right, then it may be a little bit difficult for me to continue and repeat that. So I think it's good to reflect on, okay, what went right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, look at, what went wrong. Listen, there's things going to go wrong in everybody's life on occasion, and we got to look at that too, and take a little ownership. I've looked at some things that hadn't gone so right, and I challenged myself with this: what is my part? Like, it's easy to play the blame game and say, well, it's this or that, or it's the blah blah blah. And at the end of the day, if we blame someone else, that's the first step of failure. And things are going to happen, and we all know that, and we've lived enough life to know that it's not always a bed of roses. Goodness gracious, we all wish it were, but it's not. But there are certain things that we can do within our control, and I think it's great for me personally to reflect on that, take responsibility for that, and know what that is,
right?
So that I can change and make that different in 23, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I look at it like this: goals, set you some goals, but what's bigger and higher than a goal is a growth mindset, like an intentional growth mindset. And what that does is, if I have a goal and I don't hit it, or I do hit it, either way, but more so if I don't hit it, I can get depressed or I can get down sad. But if I have a growth mentality that says, all right, things are going to be good and bad, right? So I think you can use goals and growth together. In other words, set you some small goals if you want to. And I was listening to Steve Harvey. He said, listen, write them down. There is more power in things that you write down. But if you've done that this past year and you didn't hit it, don't beat yourself up. Don't get discouraged, because sometimes things don't happen the way that we want them to. And so that's why I say it's great at the end of the year to say, hey, what went right? How can I continue that? What went wrong? How can I change that? But the most important thing is taking responsibility. Now, chances are you're not responsible for all the great things in your life, and you're not responsible for all the terrible things in your life, but you absolutely have played a role. And determining what that role is and identifying what that is, I think is powerful. And I encourage people to do that. I'm trying to do that myself, so that looking at 23, how can I make it better, right? I think most of us would say that we want our lives to be better, and then most of us have good intentions. I think most people have good intentions. I mean, obviously, there's probably a few out there that don't, but I think most people have good intentions. But there's a big difference between having a good intention and being intentional, because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So we can have good intentions, but unless we act on those good intentions and have a plan about them, then they're really not going to serve us well or help us. So identify the difference between having a good intention and living an intentional life. Mm-hmm. And I think those two little things I said, hey, reflect on what went right,
what went wrong, so
that you can continue that, and what went wrong so that you can change and improve that. And listen, I think do those two things, you're going to have a better year. You're going to be happier, and use that 80-20 principle. I think that if we focus on what we're good at, 80% of the time, try to stay in our sweet spot. I think it's pretty unrealistic to think that we're going to do exactly what we love to do and want to do 100% of the time. Life happens.
Right.
And there's going to be challenges, but I think if we can stay in our sweet spot so to speak. And I think our sweet spot is whatever your talent is, whatever your passion is. Try to identify that, because I've seen people that have a passion and that didn't have any talent.
Right.
That didn't take them very far. And then I've seen people that have some talent and the lack of passion didn't take them very far. But if you get your talent and your passion aligned, that's your sweet spot.
Sweet spot.
And try to say, hey, 80% of the time I want to focus right here on what that is. Now, obviously, you're going to have to do things. We all have to do things we don't want to do. But if you're doing things that you don't want to do that are outside your area of passion and talent, if you're in that zone 80% of the time, that equals a miserable life, a miserable existence. So try to flip that. Even if it's 50-50, try to get that up to 80%, 80% of the time. And then you're going to be a happier person. You just are, and you're going to enjoy life better, and you're going to build better relationships, and everything's going to be a whole lot better for you than if you're, Debbie Downer 80% of the time.
Right. Nobody wants to hear. I promise, nobody wants to hear Debbie Downer. It's nice to hear it every once in a while so that you stay informed, but. That comes back to it comes back to what was my part of this year as far as that win, what was my part as far as that failure. I like that part of what you just said. What was my part? What did I do to contribute to whatever? Because you said we all play a role, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, in that role. But I like the growth and the growth mentality. Very much, and pointing out the good and the bads for reflecting, and then small goals. Those are all great points, Alan. Yeah. Those are all great points.
Well, I said I've never been a huge goal setter, but I've had goals. I remember the year that I set a goal to fly a helicopter, and I remember being in South America, and it was early in the year, and I was thinking, I'll jot down a few goals that I want to accomplish this year, and I distinctly remember writing that down. I'm going to buy a helicopter and learn to fly it, and sure enough, made it happen. And so there's power in that. There's power in having a goal, writing it down, and again, I've always loved equipment and been around construction and that's a talent that I have, and I've had since I was a little kid, and so setting a goal to fly a helicopter was in my wheelhouse. In other words, that was a talent and a skill that I knew I could accomplish, and so when we are setting goals, make sure they're realistic in the sense that in other words, I wouldn't set a goal to become some kind of great singer because I can't sing that well and my voice won't hold up. And so that's outside of my talent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I have a talent for operating equipment. And so setting a goal to fly a helicopter, well, that right in my talent, and I'm passionate about it. So that's the kind of goals that are worth setting. Find out what that talent zone is and that passion zone, and if you can get those aligned and set some goals to that's more realistic, and that'll probably happen way faster and better than setting goals that are outside of your strength and talent zone.
That's incredible, man. Thank you, Alan, for calling in today. Nice to hear your voice on this one. And so with that, folks, we'll say goodbye to Alan, and we're going to take a small break here. We'll give a little commercial time for our advertisers out there. But again, Alan, thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
From the 570 Weather Center, this is your Weather Channel forecast.
See the likelihood for those showers as we move through the latter part of the day. Might hear some thunder. We'll run it up to the upper 50s tonight. Might catch a stray shower for the evening. Widespread dense fog coming in late, and we will see temperatures drop back to 42. Dense fog early for New Year's Day. and then the gradual clearing. Afternoon high 63, mostly sunny Monday. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
The can't-miss music event of the year is coming to the CW.
The 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Featuring once-in-a-lifetime performances from the biggest superstars in all of music.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What's up, Vegas?
make some noise! I don't know if y'all ready for this.
All hosted by Ryan Seacrest from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Don't miss our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Continuing tonight at 8 on the CW.
This is the Plain English Real Estate Show with Rowena Patton on News Radio 570 WWNC.
If you see your brother standing by the road.
All right, man.
Try a little kindness.
Yeah.
That's a good thought for 2023.
23, a little kindness.
Try a little kindness.
Hey, it's free, man. It's free to be kind. It don't
true.
cost a dime.
It makes you feel good, too.
It makes you feel good. Makes other people feel good, too, you know. Well, hey, listen, let's go over that trivia real quick. I think we've got a couple of callers on the line, too. So let's do the trivia. This is a big one, you guys. So, and it's something that I think half of us know, maybe. What year was the ball drop in Times Square? When was the first year that they dropped the ball in Times Square?
They dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball.
You dropped the ball,
Y'all
brother.
dropped the ball, baby. I don't know what's going on here. But, yeah. Okay, so was it 1605? That was A. 1605. B, 1896. C, 1907. D, 1945. Yeah, so that what year was the first ball drop in Times Square? Was it 1605, 1896, 1907, or 1945?
And Heather McCurry's on the line.
Oh,
And
Heather!
Heather, are you going to stay up till midnight tonight?
I normally make it, believe it or not. I think there's been 1 year that I didn't quite make it in my adulthood here.
Okay.
So, yeah,
So
I try to make it.
Good for you. Good for you.
It's about 12:01 and I'm gone, but hey, at least watch it go.
So let's see, you got to go to Mexico for Feliz Navidad?
Yes, we did that last week. Actually, I talked to Ro on the radio last week from Mexico.
Oh, wow. I wonder if that's our farthest caller we've had.
I think she was kind of shell-shocked that I actually called.
That's cool. I've talked to a lot of people from Europe this week on the telephone. We've had some folks calling in wanting property in Asheville.
Really?
Yeah, I've got some folks that have been traveling all over the world coming in. So I'm excited about these people.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I didn't know that. I deal a lot with the seller side, so I'm on the phone all the time with people that are, inquiring about, their value of their home and how to get that kind of information. So I
what
deal
are you
with a lot of
finding
that.
out there
so
right
local.
now? What are the sellers doing? What are they saying?
Well, a lot of people, I watched a lot of, Patrick, I went through a lot of expired and withdrawal listings this week, and I was kind of concerned, and you can kind of get the fear off of the television, like Cam was saying earlier. Don't let the interest rate scare people, because there are avenues to take in handling those situations. And I think the media has a tendency to, tell us the facts, but not, answers to how we can maneuver in the market and where we are to make it, doable for people. A lot of people have withdrawn or their listings are expiring due to the fact of fear that's out there. So I did a lot of calls to a lot of people that had withdrawn because, they couldn't find or they were scared of interest rates and being able to replace. So we did a lot of talking and a lot of stuff about what Cam was hitting on earlier. There are ways around what's happening. So I'm just hearing a lot of that, and I hear a lot of people thinking that they're going to put their homes back on the market coming up after the new year. They didn't want to list or show their homes during the holidays. They had family coming in, a lot of that. So I do think and see a lot more availability coming forth. Especially starting Monday, I think it's going to be a whirlwind for myself and Ro. I hope she's better by Monday. I hope she's listening. She better be resting today.
Well, traditionally in my real estate career, it starts off, everybody gets excited. You go into a spring market, although in Asheville, anytime's a good time to sell your home, in my opinion, because there's no product. Yes. There's no product out there. So anytime's a good time to sell in Asheville. But traditionally, after Super Bowl Sunday, here we go, man. People start putting their house on. Market starts cranking back up. And I really, personally, my gut opinion is we're going to have a really strong year again in 2023. If we can get product, we're going to still have a banner year in 2023, and the market's going to slow down. We're being forced into a recession, you guys. We're just, spending all kinds of crazy money with the government. Inflation, money's going up and printing money. So, inflation creates interest rates going up to try to tame it and slow it down. But they are still out there. There are buyers buying, and they're ready. I looked yesterday. We went all kinds of homes, and then I do comparables around the homes, and there's nothing else for sale. Plenty of stuff under contract. I can't find another active home to go look at to save my life. And even this week, 3 days ahead, I planned 7 houses to visit, and out of the 7, we visited 1 because they went under contract or they took them off the market because of Christmas or whatever. But I was just blown away. I got 1 house to show my folks.
They are going quick, Patrick.
They're going
quick. Homes are going quick. When you list your home, they seem to be going quick. And that's a good thing, and there's no reason to be feared of that if you're having to find another place to stay, because we do, in our contracts, do what we can, and we've been very successful with the seller staying in the home after the closing.
Staying in the home after the closing. Oh, let's see. What was it? Ro was telling me a story about how she stayed in the home 5 months after to find her a place. So, yeah, that happens for sure.
Well,
Heather,
if somebody wants your house, they will do all kinds of things, And when you were talking about goals,
if
you have a goal to list your home, one of my goals, I've been listening to you all morning here. One of my goals that I always try to do at the new year is get rid of my junk, the stuff you didn't use all year that you thought you had to keep. So today, now that we have water back, now that we have water back in South as we are trickling in water. I haven't had water since I got back from Mexico. You don't drink water in Mexico, right?
Or in Asheville.
I roll into Charlotte, get off the airplane, get in the truck, drive home, walk in my house to no water. At least I could take a shower in Mexico.
Wow.
Heather,
so we do have a trickle of water.
You just did a great advertising slogan, don't drink the water in Mexico or Asheville.
Yeah, exactly. But so, today is my merge day. I'm purging or whatever you want to call it, where I'm getting rid of stuff and actually getting stuff cleaned up, and we can't use, we can't do laundry or anything. So we're going to go to Henderson County and go to the laundromat. So, but get rid of some stuff. If you're thinking about selling, go ahead. This is a great time.
Clean it out.
Go ahead. Yeah. But don't let that stop you. When I sold my last home, Patrick, you would not believe the stuff that I had in that house. And I looked at Ro. Oh, no, I looked at Ro and I was like, I can't put my house on the market. I can't do that. Look at this. She's like, girl, don't worry about it. It'll be just fine. I was like, we can't take pictures. She goes, yes, we can.
Wow.
I was in contract in 4 days. So
you got it done.
It's doable.
Well,
it is doable, people.
Well, Heather, thank you for calling in. That was wonderful. Yeah. I love your goals of thinning out, purging, cleaning. Yeah, we all need to do that, I promise.
I wish everybody a Happy New Year. Everybody's going to have a great 2023, one step at a time, one day at a time.
Thank you, Heather. You too. Happy New Year.
All righty.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Okay. Bye, Heather.
All right. Bye.
Oh, she's awesome, man. That lady lifts me up all the time.
She's great. She's fantastic.
Oh, she is. Well, hey, we got another caller coming in here. Looks like Ashley. Ashley, my good friend Ashley. How's it going out there in your world, Ashley?
It's going really good here in the CBD world.
Oh, CBD world. Yeah, Ashley's been on the show before, and we talked about his products and how much he's helping folks and helping cancer patients and giving folks appetites and that kind of thing. So that's wonderful.
Yep.
What's new on the AshleySOS.com front? What you got going for the new year? You got any new products coming out? You got ideas or goals or traditions you want to share with me?
Yeah, I got some new products. We're going to come out with a cream and something for a dog, a cat, a horse.
Wow.
Pretty much any animal, salve. You know, we are trying to cover every base on our product with everything because it works so good.
Yeah.
Me and Blake have found we've had recent transplant patients come to us, MS patients come to us. We're still working on our Parkinson's. We're just doing a really good, trying to keep it going. And
yeah.
Well, great.
And Blake is actually here with Ashley too. So
hey, Blake. Hey, how you doing, man? Thank you for calling in today and sharing with us a little bit.
Very good. So we were very excited about the recent research that we saw put out from the Oregon State University. Because this is kind of the breaking news that on top of all the other health benefits, which we had seen with the people who have been taking it, now that the Oregon State University has some research that's showing that two of the main cannabinoids that are in our tinctures, which are rare in the typical CBD or things you find at the stores, are actually, they're finding that they were blocking the COVID virus from entering into cells and to getting into the human body. So because on a really basic science level, they were trying to find that the spike protein of the COVID uses an enzyme to enter into the cells. And these cannabinoids actually lock onto that enzyme and block it from gaining that access. And that's pretty exciting news. If that
closes the door for it, huh?
Yes, definitely.
So it's like a COVID blocker is what they're researching, and it just happens that our tinctures already have those compounds that they're very excited about, and they even have hope that it will be useful as a treatment to people who have already contracted COVID. That could help it kind of clear out and for them to do much better from there.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible, Blake. So
COVID Buster is what we calling it. The COVID Buster.
COVID Buster. Wow.
Yep. Stop it right now.
Well, that's incredible. Now, you had mentioned something about an MS. You had some MS people coming to you.
We had an MS patient that is on $6,700 a month in drugs.
He had to get a grant to pay for his drugs. It's just like I don't even know what to say about the state of things.
And we did some research on that in the UK, and it's definitely that the cannabinoids do help and get them down off their medicines. We even had another transplant. We had a double transplant patient come to us since we've had really good luck on their the drugs getting them down off of their what they call the rejection drugs. We've been able to cut the heart transplant patient in half. I'm a little stuttering there.
The one of the ladies, she's actually a friend of one of the other persons that was taking the tincture, and they were excited, so they brought their friend over, and she had she got so lucky. I guess maybe she got it from the same donor, but she ended up with a pancreas and a pancreas and kidney transplant.
Wow.
That's just she looked pretty good though, so I guess it's working. I mean, the transplant seems to be working for her, but
she couldn't.
She was a little worried. I mean, obviously, just about how delicate her situation might be. But
fortunately, we'd had that heart transplant patient with us now going on 5 months. We've been dealing with him, and he's went to half his drugs. So we're really excited for her.
Oh man, that's awesome, you guys. So how is it that folks find you again? It's AshleySOS.com.
Yeah, it's AshleySOS.com is the first thing that you should go to. That's going to give them information about our products and what we're doing. And I'll explain it in a nutshell, because we're not following the normal pattern of making a product that we're going to put on the shelf for sale. Our main focus is helping people who really need this, who are in serious health conditions, serious life-threatening conditions, and we call that our Project Hope for Health. And what we're looking for, not so much as investors, we're looking for more of a philanthropist who would like to, have the money that they've accumulated in their life go to some good cause, because we're getting this to good people, because we see that the way that the system is set up right now, doctors aren't even allowed to talk to you about a therapy like this that might be helpful. They can't talk about natural therapies, and our product is a natural, non-toxic product, and you cannot say that about any pharmaceutical on the market, that it's natural and non-toxic, because that's not how they make pharmaceuticals. So the system is kind of set up to keep out natural remedies, and doctors are usually they can't talk about it. But our heart transplant patient did say that one of his doctors, an older, more experienced doctor, looked at what he was doing, and he said, "You keep doing what you're doing, and you keep taking this." He could see that it was helping him.
All right.
So
well, cool. Well, good. So go to AshleySOS.com. Check out the website there. From what I understand, you guys do donations, and if someone really needs it, you send it right on out. And
what happens is from the Ashley SOS, it'll lead them over to our member site, radmindfulness.com. But you don't have to worry about remembering that. If you go to Ashley SOS, you'll find the link over to that. If you want to try the product, we do have the option. If you want to support our Project Hope for Health, you can do a monthly subscription it's $150. At that level, if you do a $150 subscription to support our Project Hope for Health, you will have the option to choose to get your own free monthly shipment of the tinctures.
Okay.
And then there's also other options if you just want to do a donation. There's a donation option, and there's also a yearly option if you wanted to get in that would enable you to also have the choice to receive your own tincture.
Well, super, Blake. Well, great. Ashley, it was wonderful to talk to the both of you. Thank you for calling in and sharing again what the good things y'all are doing for the community. And thank you for the information. Okay, folks. We'll talk to y'all soon, okay?
Have a great
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. That was pretty fun talking to those guys, Randy. They're always out there helping folks.
Sounds like it. Yeah, AshleySOS.com.
Yeah.
You've been busy this morning, man.
It's been active. It's been fun, and thinking about purging and cleaning and getting ready for the new year. I often start getting ready like in November, getting ready with my goals and what am I going to do and what did I achieve this year, kind of like what Mr. Alan Bracken was talking about, and getting what went right, what went wrong, and what was my part in it. So what went right, what went wrong. Has anybody called in? I got to find out, does anybody want a $25 gift certificate to French fries? We've got a trivia question out there. What was the first year the ball was dropped in Times Square? 1605, 1896, 1945, or 1907?
We are 14 hours and 10 minutes away from seeing that happen live.
Boom.
Or on DVR if you go to sleep and you watch it in the morning.
You can watch it tomorrow. I guess it's probably Brian Seacrest again, right?
It is. The Dick Clark. I really appreciate that. They call it the Dick Clark New Year's Eve special with Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, isn't that something?
I really appreciate
awesome,
that. Dick Clark was the man.
What a great individual he was.
Yeah. So they honor him with that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So what year the first ball drop was in Times Square? Well, talking about getting ready for 2023, if you are thinking about selling your home, you really should consider Rowena Patton's All-Star Powerhouse. They've got all the technologies to be able to communicate your house to the world and let everybody see it. They use all kinds of great platforms. She's a super incredible, intelligent lady that will come out to your home, share with you her thoughts on getting your home sold. It's certainly no obligation for her to come out and give you a review of your home. So if you want to get ready to be able to sell your home there, and after the Super Bowl is what I've always been told, Randy, that's the spring market. Okay, here we go. We got to get our house ready for the spring market. Not in Nashville. You don't have to in Nashville. You can put your house up for sale anytime. So anytime you're feeling like you want Rowena just to step on out there, don't worry about cleaning your place up. Don't worry about that. She's human. She'll come on out there. She won't take much of your time, but she will be straight with you. And she'll hold your hand through the whole process of getting your home sold. If you're looking to buy homes, go to thatmountainhomehunt.com, you guys. There you can search and find all of our listings, and throughout the MLS, throughout the Asheville, whole western North Carolina area, you can find, in fact, I think it's all of North Carolina. You can get any information in probably upstate South Carolina through that website. You can really home in, and if you go to the website, be sure to click your favorites, you guys, so that you can be reminded of what you were looking at. Sometimes it helps remind you how quick stuff's selling, too. But on that website, you can find values of your home. If you have a home and you're wanting to sell it, you can go to What's My Home Worth? And you can click in, type in your address, give us your email address. We'll send you an evaluation of that, communicate with you. We'll also update you. If you want to do a market watch, we can update you on homes that have sold around your home. If you're thinking about selling in 2023, you can get information about the other homes selling around you. And so, up to 5 miles away, you'll be seeing, Randy, what houses are selling. What's your neighbor house selling for? Oh, look, the Petersons' house went up for sale. What do you know? Where are they going?
And with the way that house looked, that house sold for that. Look at what our house is.
I tell you what, I hear that a good bit.
I bet you do.
That place was a dump. They got this much. Oh, me. Location, though. I was over in the house yesterday, Mills River, and just the cutest little community.
Mills River is top shelf. It is really a beautiful community.
Except for the fact they didn't have any water. It's top shelf.
Yeah, I know. They started our whole mess when the Mills River plant froze up on Christmas Eve.
Those poor guys over there. I wish I could just pat them on the back and tell them thank you, because there's guys over there working 24/7.
They have worked it since Christmas Eve. Yeah, and I know that. We've been so inconvenienced by this that it has tainted our opinion,
our empathy for these people that work their butt off.
You really do have to say thank you.
You really do have to say thank you to those folks.
Yes.
And I'm very appreciative of them, because I know if I was in that situation, I'd be working 24/7.
Well, of course.
Too. And that's what I do for my clients. I work 24/7. I'm always taking care of my folks, and it's only because I treat them like I want to treat myself.
I'm going to toot your horn a little bit here. One of the first things that I remember about meeting you and when you came on board the team here is Rowena told me about a closing that was scheduled for the next day, and there was some sort of a document that could not be electronically transmitted, and it was in Florida, and you drove all night to get that document and get it back to the closing the next day.
Randy, I did.
You did that, didn't you?
And my wonderful girlfriend Teresa rode with me.
And to help you, you swapped drivers and drove all night long.
She got me down there and we got back. You know what? We closed that one.
And you closed the deal.
Now, Randy, I could have said, oh, well, we can wait till Monday.
Yeah.
We'll close Monday. Well, you know what? A lot of things happen over weekends.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
That's
Time
right.
is of the essence.
Let's do this now.
You've got to jump on it. And that's what I do. When it's in front of me, I tackle it. I grab it by the horns. I make sure it gets done. And I don't bull. I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this 20 years.
I started to say that's exactly. You've been down every road there is.
I've seen a lot.
Some crooked roads, I guess.
I don't know everything, and if I don't know, I will tell you I don't know. But let me tell you, I'll go find out.
You got a team that does.
Oh, and I do. I've got support like you don't know, man. And the Rowena All-Star team, we all get together all week long, man. We analyze. We take care of each other. We have a network that we broadcast questions. Hey, what do I do with this? And there's nothing better than being able to reach out to your teammate, get an answer, and it be right, and being able to help your client.
Invaluable.
Yeah, it is.
Invaluable.
And I've been doing this a long time, but I don't know everything. And it sure is good to have help and support. And that's what we have here at All-Star Powerhouse. So if you're thinking about selling, or if you're in the market of buying a home, we've got some great agents over here. We'll get you taken care of, and we'll find a way to get your home sold or find you a home. We're very diligent and passionate about what we do. We talked earlier on passion. You know, you got to have a passion. He did. So, and I've got passion for real estate. I've always had it. Live it, breathe it.
He is spot on, and I was sitting here listening to him talk about that 80% of your make it your passion. Mm-hmm. I've always been just head over heels in love with the radio. Yeah. I've never worked a day in my life, and I have spent over 50 years playing in this business, and I love it with all the passion you can imagine. And I understood what he was saying. He's exactly right.
Well, when you have passion, Randy, like yourself, you show up. I've never seen you not be here. And I'll get here at 8:45 just to prepare for the show or whatever.
It's my passion.
And you're already here.
It's my passion.
And you didn't have to be. We could be here 5 minutes before, and we can just come in here and get our show. We're both good enough to be able to do that. But the passion's there to where you show up 2 hours beforehand.
Ready to go, man. The coffee's on. Let's go.
Coffee's on. You attack it. It's been a phenomenal year to work with you, Randy.
Oh,
and
you too, Patrick.
I'm so thankful. I can't wait till what 2023 brings us all. And you guys, if you've got some goals, if you've got some traditions, live them up today. Love your family. Hug them all, your friends. Let them know how important they were in 2022 and how important they're going to be for you in 2023. Let's be sure to show the love to our neighbors. A little bit of kindness goes a long way. It don't cost nothing to be kind. So let's think about that the next time we're on these roads, because, you know, in Asheville, we've got construction like crazy. We have no water. So if you've got a smelly friend, invite them over to come over and take a shower here on this New Year's. Folks, we really do appreciate it.
You won't believe how much they'll appreciate it.
Well, and I appreciate it. You know, I mean, you know, hey, listen. Oh, me. But, Randy, yeah, it's been a great year. We're ticking down to, another 13 hours. We're going to be dropping the ball. So you guys be sure to enjoy your day. Love your neighbor.
Hey, the first ball dropped in Times Square in 1907. And there's 2,688 Waterford crystal triangles that vary in size and range in that 12-foot ball that drops in 14 hours and 1 minute.
It's incredible, Randy. The new year is here upon us. We can celebrate a year that's been great for some and worse for others. We're going to take it to 2023 with a big bang tonight. Be sure to think about your real estate needs. Get in touch with us at mountainhomehunt.com, or you can go to allstarpowerhouse.com too. Have a great night. We'll enjoy you next week.
This has been the Plain English Real Estate Show with Rowena Patton. Visit Rowena and post your questions at radioasheville.com or call her at 828-210-1648.